All right. This one is a really hard one, man. Uh, I just saw this one. I saw Willie D put out a shout out to Willie D. I saw him put out a you know a story about this situation, and you can go to his page and check out his version. I'm gonna put my little 2 cents on it. Uh, this situation we gonna see now. I'm gonna break down some realities about the situation. Okay, so there was this little boy here, 6 years old, and him and his friends were riding their bikes. And I guess you know how little kids do. They just they drop their bike wherever they're at. They jump off of it, run, play, do whatever, come back and get the bike, whatever, right? They have no sense of somebody might take it or whatever, right? Anyway, um, so this little boy left his bike in front of his neighbors who said lives on the same street with this man, uh, Asian gentleman's yard. Left the bike in the yard. When he came back, when the little boy came back to retrieve the bike, the Asian man came at him with a sledgehammer and chased him away. The little kid came back, I guess, a few minutes later, and after the guy had went back in the house, and when he went to go get the bike, the man started shooting at him with a pistol, I guess, and got him in the arm, got the little boy in the arm. And so the Asian man was actually arrested for this, but he was only given a $10,000 bond. Now we're talking attempted murder here, right? He was given a $10,000 bond. Okay, so now what we want to know is, are the Asians going to come out and stand with us against this? That's what we want to know. Because I don't have no problem with no Asian people. I know a lot of Asians, man. I don't have no problem with them personally. But are you going to come out and stand with us? Because we usually come out and stand with you. And you don't have to, but just to let us see, we need to see where you at with this. But more importantly, let's set up the situation, because there's an Asian protection bill in place. So now, if this man has shot this little boy, if his father came out and started shooting back at this man, he would be looking at a federal crime. It'd be a federal case. Or let's switch the roles. Asian boy leaves his bike in a black man's yard. Black man pulls a gun out, shoots the Asian kid in the arm. He's looking at a federal crime. That's a federal offense. I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, this is really for black people, man. What are we doing here? See, we accepting these trinkets instead of doing like Asians don't accept no trinkets, man. They go to Washington and they get something that said, this is for Asians only. This protects us only. You getting shot down every day on the pole. Man, Asian might catch something every now and then. You getting shot down every day. There's something happening to you. But there ain't no protections in place for you. Why is that? Why is that? Forget Joe Biden. Forget Kamala Harris. Because if you got yourself together, you could force them. It's like the Asians. You could force them to write legislation for you and approve legislation for you. But we ain't doing it. Why? We too busy out here, especially the men. We out here chasing these single women, man. We out here trying to grab this low-hanging fruit, run through as many of them as we can, and then we say, I got 60 women under my belt. I'm a man. Meanwhile, your community is imploding. Your community is imploding. Other men look at you and laugh. They use you for what they want to use you for. You're nothing but a sideshow. You know, that's what you are. And eventually you have to say, you're really doing their programming. Anyway, I just wanted to show that if the situation was reversed, and can you imagine if a black dude started capping on a young Asian kid, just grabbing his bike out of the yard? You think the black man would have a $10,000 bail? Do you really think that the black man would have a $10,000 bail if he had shot an Asian kid in the arm? If you do, put a 1 in the comments. Tell me in the comments, hey, yeah, I believe, yeah, or I'm pretty sure some Asian person will come in to the comments and say, hey, it'll be all the same. No, it won't. Even you know that. I take that back. I don't think an Asian person have the balls to actually come in the comments and say something like that, because even they know better than that. Even they know better than that. And this is no knock on the Asian people. This is a knock against us as black people, because we allow inequities like this to happen. It ain't the Asians' fault that they will rally around each other and make sure that even when they do some crazy shit like this, they gonna still protect each other. It's us. We the ones that just leave each other out there, and then we don't have a protection bill just for us. It should be a protection bill just for you as a black person. I mean, true indeed, Asians have went through a lot. No, but man, compared to us, there ain't no comparison, man. There ain't no comparison to what we've been through in this country. No comparison. Not even not even a drop of a comparison. But yet we still respect the fact that they've been through some stuff as well. But it's them that don't respect us as a group. I'm not saying of course there's some Asian people that rock with us on the fact, but I'm talking about as a group, as we as a group are mostly sensitive to their situation. It should be the same way around. Now I wonder if they will stand with us against this situation. I mean, how much of a scenario do we need? What else do we need to show the situation, to show how serious and how absolutely ridiculous the situation is, where a man could absolutely attempted murder situation and the dude gets a $10,000 bail? Only when you shooting at a black child will you get a $10,000 bail. If the situation was reversed, and I dare any Asian or any black person or any person, any lawyer, to come and ask and tell me you're going to get a $10,000 bail. A black dude shooting at an Asian kid grabbing his bike is going to be, you're going to get a $10,000 bail. Forget it. Especially in this climate, forget it. Forget it. He'd have been lucky to get less than $1 million bail. But you can shoot black people wholesale. Age is not nothing but a number. So the question is, will the Asians stand with us against this atrocity? Will they stand with us? We always stand with them. Will they stand with us? No shade on them. I mean, whatever. Whether you with us or not, we got to walk through this situation. It's just a question of people like Charleston White they get looked at as they just so crazy of people. But is he crazy? Is he? He got his personal opinions, but the facts that he's shooting out, that they don't stand with us, is he right? We'll see. But I'm telling you, black people, you need to start getting yourself together. Build yourself a business community. That's what gives the Asians so much power. They have a business community. They have industries. Most of their industries are off of you. They're off your back. They're the fleas on your back. Really. Hair, food, industry that you you have made them exorbitantly rich. And I'm not saying I'm not saying they're bad people. I mean, they just took advantage of a gap in your understanding in business. They just taking advantage of that. It's not something to blame them. Oh yeah, it's Asians' fault. No. It's your fault for having a lack of understanding. Get the understanding, put yourself together so that you can force politicians to do your bidding. The way they can force politicians to do their business because they have control of industries. You think voting does it. Voting doesn't do it. It's having industries behind you. That's why, I'm going to say something else I ain't supposed to say. Voting is not going to get you anywhere without a business community behind you. All you are is a pawn for someone else. That you just pawns for other people to get what they need to get done. They get you on their team, telling you to vote like you gonna get something out of it, and you not getting nothing out of it. As you can see here, your children still getting shot down. Your children get shot down by the police. Your children get shot down. Now the Asian can sit in his house and just shoot you down, just for retrieving your property out of his yard. What next, brother? They can just go up to your front door and just knock on your door and just blow you away and say, I'm Asian, I got the Asian protection bill, you can't retaliate against me or it's a federal crime. That's where we at. Nothing against the Asians, but that's where we're at. That's the landscape we're in. Now, what are you going to do about it, black man? Don't blame the Asian. He did what he was supposed to do. He went to Washington and he got an Asian protection bill saying if you do anything to him, it's a federal crime. You can do 30, 40 years in Leavenworth prison because you are one of these federal prisons because you attacked him. Even in self-defense or whatever, you can do, you looking at possible 30, 40 years retaliating against the Asian. Asian could do something to you and he's going to get a $10,000 bond. You retaliate, you're looking at a federal offense. Open your eyes, black man. Open your eyes. Unity is that's the only hallway you got left open to get anywhere. Every other way they gave you is a kill zone. Everything else is a kill zone. Anyway, I don't want to take a long time. Let's look at this real quick. A 6-year-old black boy from Michigan was shot by an Asian man, and now reports say that the Asian man may be planning a self-defense. Oh, okay. He's self-defending himself. According to police reports, the incident began when the first grader left his bike on a neighbor's lawn in Michigan, excuse me. Kobe Daniel, age 6, and his friends were outside on their bikes in Candlewood Lane in Michigan when they stopped their bikes and left one of them in front of the neighbor's house. When Kobe returned to get his bike, police say the Asian man came out with a sledgehammer in his hand and said something to Kobe. Kobe allegedly made a comment that infuriated the man. Of course, a 6-year-old kid. Kobe's father told police the neighbor went back inside and allegedly fired a gun through the window, hitting Kobe in the arm. He tried hitting me with a mallet, but that's not going to work because I'm too fast. Then he took a gun and boom, shot me right here. Kobe told local police, at least the kid survived. The Washita County Sheriff arrested the shooter. Incident is identified as Ryan Wynn. He was charged with assault, intent to murder, but was released on a $10,000 bond. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. And now the man's going to say he's self-defense because the little kid, I don't know what the little kid was doing. I guess he felt like the little kid was going to, the little kid was going to say something that was going to make him, you know what? I don't even want to play a game with this, man. This is just sad, man. But I'm trying to show you where you at, black man. You want to get mad at the Asian dude, but the Asians went to the government and got a protection bill basically saying anybody that retaliates against them, it's a federal crime. If they do something to you and you retaliate, it's a federal offense. They can do something. They can shoot your children down in the street and only walk away with a $10,000 bond and probably will get some probation and a fine. And if you was to do the exact same thing, if this roles was reversed, it was a black man who shot an Asian child out of his window, he'd be looking at 30, 40 years in federal prison because it's a federal crime to do something against Asians. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe Charleston White's crazy. Maybe we crazy. Maybe the Asians got the right to shoot at whoever they want to and do whatever they want to do, man. And they can create, they can say, hey, I was just defending myself. This is a little 6-year-old boy. He was going to do something very violent to me. So I decided to go in my house and get a gun and shoot him. What's next? They can go to your house and knock on the door, shoot you down and say, hey, I thought this dude was going to do something to me, so I shot him. But you can't respond. You can't respond because he comes to your door and shoots you. He's going to get a $10,000 bond. You retaliate and open up on him. Now you're looking at a federal offense. Is that fair? I don't know. Let's talk about it. And like I said, I want to see if the Asians will come to our defense. Since we always come into their defense, let's see if they'll come to our defense and point out how this is unfair. And maybe they'll go to Washington with us. We'll see. All right, y'all. I'm not pushing no hatred on nobody, man. I have Asian friends. No problem. I don't have anything against anybody of any just because of their color. And when they do stuff like this, of course I'm gonna have something against you for your behavior, because your actions. But I'm not have nothing against you because of your color or something in your DNA that has you having another color or speaking another language or having another culture. No. So we just talking truth here. We just talking truth. Anyway, let's see what happens. All right. But black people, y'all need to come together, get on this business tip to get working together, get the unity together. That's what gives Asians so much power in government, is the unity they have. Anyway, never be the aggressor, brother. We'll see if they stand with us. Peace.